Have you ever made your own scrapbook pages? I mean, the base page? Or have you ever made your own cardstock? That's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you several different techniques that can help you to make your pages your own, your very, very own, and make them beautiful all the same at the same time. So, I am Jaylyn with Crafty Girl Creations, and let's get it creating. Let me get on over to my screen over here and we'll get started. What I've got right now is two 12 by 12s in the willow white with Stampin' Up. And I've started by just making a sentiment for my left page using the Currently Loving set, which is on the last chance list actually. The Currently Loving gives you, it's a sentiment set. You get currently, and then in a different font: playing, reading, learning, life, watching, making, celebrating, and loving. So this is a great set for if you're doing scrapbooking or any kind of card making. It doesn't really matter, but I like it especially for scrapbooking because until I took our virtual scrapbook retreat in March, I had never stamped in my scrapbook before, but I do now. I do now. So I decided to lift that up with dimensionals. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I don't want to have an all white background. So I'm going to use some daffodil yellow, and I am going to pull some scrap paper here that I've got set aside. I fold this over, and I printed something that didn't turn out the way I wanted it, so now it's scrap. Yay! And I'm going to cover these up for a second. These are just all the things we're using over here. And put my ink there and just kind of put the ink up here. Swirl it around, get it good and loaded. And that's a little too dark. So now that I've got it lightened up a little bit, I'm just going to come across on my page and just give it just a little ambiance, some sun, some sunshine, and some love. You know, I don't want it in any particular place. I am just making it to where it's got color everywhere. And I added just a little bit more dye, a little bit more ink. And it just kind of warms the page up. And I did with the yellow, the daffodil yellow, because I've chosen for the other colors, melon mambo, greeny apple green, pumpkin pie, and azure afternoon. So when you see those, you'll see that's going to go great with the yellow as a background. Okay, so now we got that one predominantly the way I want it. So you guys can put as much or as little as you want. And we'll do this page. Yeah, good. That's perfect. And again, I'm just being extremely random. Just going in circles. And so I got a little crease in there. That's okay, because there's going to be stuff on top of it. Let's get some more ink. And you know, if you get these little swirls, that's okay. Like I said, there's going to be stuff onto this, so it's not, you know, it's not everything's going to show, but it just gives it some character. And it's yours. It's not something you had to just go buy, you know, which I think is cool. I made this, you know. So that's that side. Now we are going to do one more sheet like that, because here's an 8.5 by 11 cardstock. And like I said in the beginning, I want to show you how to do your own just card. You could do this with cardstock too. To make a happy birthday card. So that's pretty much what today's pages are about, is a birthday. You don't have to do this background. I mean, if you're using if it's fall and you've got a set of leaves, that you like, or ivy, we'll probably do that in the fall too and show you how to do it that way so you could see what you're doing. And you could make what I don't know what they're called, if whether they're called four corner cards, or that's what I call them, but you make your own cardstock that way too. So we'll set the cardstock aside for a moment, and we're going to switch this out for our left page. Now I'm going to get the balloon festoon stamps. There they are. And we are going to use a lot of the phrases, starting with, let's see, hip hip hooray. And we will start with Melon Mambo. And we're going to be putting these phrases in different spots around the page. Oh, sorry. It went up there and looked at my ink, didn't it? Let me put it down here. There, now it'll come back. There we go. That's a little better. And I could scoot that up, and we're in business. Okay. So I'm going to stamp up here. And we're just going to do a hip hip hooray here. And a hip hip hooray there. I'm being very random with how I'm placing these. Oh, it looks like I got ink on my fingers. So guess what? We're doing a hip hip hooray right there. Now you don't see my mistake. Oh, you guys couldn't see it anyway. I'll show you what I did. And we'll do one up here that's a little lighter, because see, this one was full strength. That one is second generation stamping, or stamp off. This is what I did at the bottom. I got a little bit of ink from my fingers on the page, so I just stamped right off the edge of the page. Now it's gone. And let's change ink colors. And if you guys don't have a Simply Chamois, you must get one. Simply Chamois always looks like this, just so you know. It comes to you nice and purple. But then that's to clean your stamps. Just 1, 2, 3, pretty much, and it's done. But I like to give it a good wash. Okay, now I'm going to put this on the stamp over here on this stamp holder, the stamp plastic that comes in. And I'm going to grab Happy Birthday. And let's do Happy Birthday in, what we got? Oh, well, we're going to use them all anyway. We'll use green, the Greeny Apple Green. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. And we'll do a happy birthday up here. Alrighty. So let's clean that one off. And I'm just kind of laying these down here on the, I think I'm just going to lay them down there. And let's see, what is this one? This one says, you see what it says? You did it. Well, that's more of a graduation, so we won't use that one. Let's see. What's this one? I forget what they say. Enjoy your day. That's a good one. And we'll change that ink color one more time. And let's use some orange. All right, so I've got the orange out here. And this is Enjoy Your Day. And like some of these, I'm not doing at the full strength. And we will do one more set of things. Oh, my ink is stuck. There we go. Sometimes it gets stuck when that's why I can't wait till they get all the new ones in. Okay, and we are going to do a little bit of a pattern this time. And I like these squigglies. I call them squigglies. You'll see what I mean here. We're going to use the Azure Afternoon, which is the same color as the sentiment. Let me get this stamp to fit on this block here. There we go. And open the ink. I'm running out of places for ink. So we're going to go ahead and step that there. And we're going to put one there. One there. One up here. One up here. One up there. One there. We're just kind of filling in the gaps. Let's see. I think that looks pretty good, don't you? We'll put that one there. So that could be your background for your page. That's the left page. So we'll go ahead and finish the right page now. And we're not done with it yet, but that's the stamping part of it. So let me go back to the words and phrases. Okay. Oh, there they are. Thought I lost them for a second. So we'll go back to the orange or the pumpkin pie. And again, we are not stamping in any order. We're just kind of stamp and slop. Stamp and slop. Not slop, but stamp and go. We might even come back and put some balloons in. Okay, so that's good for that one. Oops, let me get the stamp off. And then we'll add, because I want to make sure that I use the same stamp, you know, like on each of the color, like let's celebrate, that was in the, hip hip hooray. No, I don't want to use it. Let's celebrate then, because I didn't use it before. Hip hip hooray. And that was in the Melon Mambo. So now we're going to go up here. We're going to go down here. Going to come down here off the edge of the page. Hip hip hooray. Hip hip hooray. And we'll put one more back up here in the corner. There we go. And we'll clean that stamp off. And then now I just need the one more stamp here. Oops, don't need the, here it is. And that was with the happy birthday, and that was in the Granny Apple Green. So let me get that one out. And then we'll go back to the Azure Afternoon for the squigglies. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Almost, I saw that. I didn't see the block up there because it's clear. And we'll do one last one up here. There we go. So now that we can go get that one cleaned off. And we'll use our squigglies. And I think they're still on. Yep, I still got them on their block, so that's good. And we'll do squigglies here, squigglies here, squigglies there, squigglies there, here, 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 and here. I don't know. More there and there. I like squigglies. Okay, so we've got our pages. The last thing we got to do now is this cardstock. You see how fun this is, right? Isn't this great? Let's see. I love this. So, you know, and let's just say this one, we just want to do a happy birthday. Okay? You could do that. And just simply pick your color. Like I'm going to do the squigglies in blue. So do I want... So let's just do the happy birthday and the mambo, melon mambo. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. We'll use two different ones. Happy birthday. Okay. And then we'll do enjoy your day. So let me get, or hip hip hooray. We'll use hip hip hooray. And that one, let's see here. Let's set that down here. And hip hip hooray is right there. And we'll do that one in the pumpkin pie. Hip hip hooray. Hip hip hooray. Hip hip hooray. There we go. Couple more. There, that looks good. So, and let me take those off there. We'll clean these blocks up in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and shut my inks because, you know, don't want to leave your inks open. This pumpkin pie is kind of stuck. I'm not sure what's going on with him. I think he's off his track. So that one I'm going to have to leave open and figure out in a little bit. Okay, we'll get those up there. Get this melon mambo. We'll try this one more time. Huh. Not sure what's up with him. So we'll just kind of pop him up there. Now, oh, I wanted these are afternoon because they do squigglies. Gotta have squigglies for a birthday. Now, you see where I made that little mistake right there? We squigglied it. Now hardly anybody's going to notice it's there. And we're just going to kind of cover this with squigglies. I love squigglies. They're fun. Little swirly, you know, fun stuff. There. That one went off the page, which looks great. Now let's close this ink up. All right, so all the ink's closed. Now, the thing that's simple about this is I'm going to go ahead and show you your card. And then I got this to show you something else. We're going to go ahead and flip this over. And we would normally cut our card base at 5.5. And then I doubled it. And I'm going to come back and score at 4.25. Now, when you do this, you're going to want to do this with the white. If you use the white cardstock, you're going to want to use the white thick, the thick white cardstock. And then, how cute is that? You know, a little happy birthday. I could put another squiggly over here, and that would be perfect. I'm going to take these up to the church for some of our happy birthdays. That's what I made these for. Now, that one I did upside down, so I'd turn it over like that and add more squigglies or something else where I needed to for happy birthday cards. So that's that. Now, you see that we've got these two pages. Isn't that cute? I mean, you're going to add stuff to it, but for making your own DSP and making your own pages, you're going to be putting pictures, you know, on these. But I had another idea. So with this, I thought when we did a page in our virtual, and I've got that right here behind me. Let me grab this and show you the page we did. It's really, really cute. And this virtual retreat is still available. If you haven't seen this scrapbook from my previous videos, this is a scrapbook we made with the virtual, to where you've got all kinds of, this is in a screen protector, but we cut that so that you could pull this out and write your notes in it. So they've got different pages, and the one I want to show you is here. We did similar to what we did here with doing that stamping around, or using the colored pencils stamping on there. But you see this here, this banner, and I'm going to pull this over so you can see the other page. See that banner? That's kind of what got me thinking. So let me put that back over here. And it made me think, okay, what other kinds of banners are there? So I thought, what about the triangular banners? And I thought, okay, what can we do how can we do those? So I sat and played with it for a while. And then I made some. These are made by 4x4s, squares, and then I'm going to show you how to cut them. And my idea was to take and mix and match the squares here, like that, and make a banner that you could flip this one up, and you could have a picture there and a picture here and a picture on the top. Now these would be 2x2s. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so let me just kind of set these over to the side here. What this is this is a 4x11. I'm going to cut this down to a 4x4. And I did both sheets together because you could do that with the cardstock, 2 sheets. And I'm going to cut another 4x4. And it doesn't matter whether the smaller ones I did as a 3x3, because I couldn't quite go down to a 2x2. You'll see I've got a 3x3 available. I did a 3.5x3.5. That's what it was. I tried doing a 3 and a 4, and the 3 isn't quite big enough for a 2x2 picture. Now that you've got these into a 4, yep, I knew I was a little long on that side, by 4. I've been doing it so long I could see that it was long. So now I've got a 4x4. The easiest way, and I'm going to show you, but I need to bring this up. You see the line, the center line that divides the top to the bottom? I found, and I have no idea how the math works, but this works perfect, is to point that on there, and then take my corner, the opposite corner, and put it right down where it cuts. Okay, you do that and you cut. You're going to think it's not right, but it is. It works. Okay, then I'm going to take this and flip it and do the same thing, but putting that lower point on that lower level and making sure that I get that corner up here in that slot where it cuts. So I'm flush against that middle line. Oh, no, something's not right. There we go. I didn't have it. Yeah, there we go. I didn't have it right. But yes, you'll see that it's flush here. I didn't do that right. Oh, no, that's right. Okay, my mistake. I only did 20 of these before I got online with you. Okay. When you flip it over, so you do the first one just like I said. Okay, and then when you flip it over, you line the 2 points up because you've already found your center. That's why. You've already found your center once. You don't have to find it twice. Just line those corners up and cut away. Now, you could always, and I'm going to show you again. See, there's your two pictures, or your two triangles. I'm going to show you again because I confused you. I know. I'm sorry. And I'm going to make sure I'm 4.5 or 4x4. Yep, this one was a little big too. So let me get my 4x4. Alrighty. Now I've got my 4x4 square. I'm going to find that bottom, and then I'm going to line it up here and at the top. Okay, let me find that middle there. And that puts us at, pretty close to the middle. Oops, I'm not lined up here. There we go. So as long as I'm touching this line and I'm lined up there, I'm going to cut that off, flip it, and then put the centers. Put the points in the center. Now, this is another trick that somebody taught me a long time ago, Miss Mary Nave, my upline. And when you are hitting points, you're hitting corners, bring your cutter blade up to the middle, puncture it, and then go like that, because that way you're protecting your corners from getting buckled. And once again, we have our banner, if you wanted a pointed banner. Now let me kind of put this up here, and we are going to decide, because I haven't decided yet, how exactly I am going to make this look. So I'm going to spread these out. You guys won't be able to see the whole thing, and I'll try to do as best I can here for you. Because we use the colors that are in them, let's see here. Here we go. I got a bunch pre-cut for us. And I'm not sure how many is going to fit across. So we are just going to kind of lay these on one at the top of the other and kind of go for it. Now I'm going to take this one and put it here. We're just laying them here for now. And let's see, let's do a, oh, nope, them are the same size. Because what I did is you just have to match them up to where there we go, like that. And did I make my enough 3x3 or 3.5x3s? I don't think I did. I think that's what this other little sheet over here is for. And we can do that. I think I got lots of 4x4s and I didn't cut enough 3.5x3s. So let's make some more. We can make more. That works just fine. Okay, I've got one of those. Let me get my other papers real quick. I think I made too many. That's what I did, is I made too many of one measurement and not enough of the other. All right, we'll just do this from scratch. We're going to get 3. You guys are going to see it from the beginning. So we're going to go 3.5. And you know what? Since we're doing that, let's get an orange out, or the pumpkin pie out too. Okay, because I could do 2 at once. And I'll only need a couple of the swipes of these. 3.5. My cutter blade decided to come off here. Let's get him back in. 3.5. Okay. Let's set these aside because I won't need those others. By 3.5. I got 4-inch crazy. That's what I did. Oops. Okay, 3.5 by 3.5. And now let's go another 3.5. There we go. And just to be on the safe side, since I know I can make them lengthwise, I know that's what I'll have, a 1/2 inch left over. So there we go. You could save these you could use for sentiments. So now we've got these. We're going to take and find our bottom here, put our top point in the center where it, and I'm just making sure I'm flush here. Yeah, this was an idea that I had right before I went live, and I went, oh, let's try this, and it worked. So now we're going to take and turn that over, match our points. You see how easy it is to make. So that's a next 3.5 set. And then I'm going to have a whole bunch of bouquets. You guys know what bouquets are, don't you? So let's, you don't, huh? Well, we're going to learn what bouquets are. When you're making cards, how you make a bouquet holder. You know what bouquet flowers are, but how do you make the holder? There we go. Just look for what's close to the center. If it looks good, it generally is good. That was my only, I don't know the exact or math behind it, but that is literally how I chose to create these. I went, that looks about the middle, and they turned out good. So don't think you have to be a mathematician to learn to create, because sometimes you got happy accidents. And today I had a happy accident there. I think I've got enough of those. Well, we got one more. Might as well just make some more. Make one more set. Okay, so I'm going to come to about the 4 mark. I'll just between 4 and 5 down here somewhere. Make my point up here. Looks good to me. And get these out of the way. Flip it over, match my points. And this time I'll put it in the middle so you can see what I mean by that. Perfect corners. All right, so now we got enough of those. Put that up here. And we're going to take and put, let's see. We've got a red one. We've got that. Let's put an orange one back here in the back. And we'll put a red one on top. Now I'm going to take this and swag it. What swag it mean? I'm going to swag it. I'll show you the finished when I actually glue everything down, probably Saturday, because we're going to run out of time today. And I'm just going to come down, and then on this set, we're going to come over to that side and just keep building. See, we've got a blue 4x4 here. And let's put a red one on it. So however it works out for you, you know, you're gonna, and then you're gonna take, and let me show you how this is gonna work. Oh, come on, where are they? Oopsie. Huh. Well, shucks. Gonna have to just make one. I'm gonna make a 2x2 just so you guys can see what it's gonna look like. So I had some extra portrait picture holders. So all I'm doing is making 2x2 photo holders, placeholders. And I want to show you how you're going to build this. It's really awesome. So let me cut these in half, or the 2x2 then. Because, you know, when you're doing these pages, you want to show off as much as you can, right? But some of these pictures, you just want to show their faces, or it's not a big picture. But you could take and put these behind. And I like the fact that it kind of sticks out here on the edge. Oh, let me move it up here so you can see it. It's okay that it does that because then they know something's behind there and they want to look at it. But also, they may not see it right away because you're going to have another picture on top of it. Okay? So when you have one picture on top, they're like, that's cool. And then they lift this. They're going to have another picture there, but they're not going to see this one here. See how that's going to work? So you're going to have a picture here, picture here, picture here, and we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those at least. So that's 15 pictures on 2 pages. What do you think? You like that? So I'm going to complete these pages and I will show you them on Saturday, or I'll post them before then on the website on Crafty Girl Creations on Facebook and on Instagram and on TikTok and all the other good stuff. But what do you think about making your own DSP? Not too hard, was it? Not too hard at all. That wasn't hard. It was very simple. You just basically just, I hate to say slapped it on there, but you just got to have fun. And that's what crafting is all about, having fun, just relaxing, taking your time to do something that's not all out there in the world. You could just go, ah. And that's what I love about crafting. That's why I do what I do, because I need my own life to be, ah. So it's something I enjoy and I want to share it with the world. Again, my name is Jaylyn with Crafty Girl Creations. And today is Technique Tuesday. And today we made our own DSP on June 23rd. Yay! Go us! So if you like that, please consider sharing this video. You do that on Facebook by the little arrow thing that kind of looks like it's going in a circle in a way. You take and press that, and then you could share it on your page, and that just helps me to help other people. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're watching on YouTube, I would greatly appreciate you becoming a subscriber and hit the little bell so you don't miss any of my videos. I go live on Tuesday and Thursday at 2:00 p.m. All right, folks, I will see you on Saturday. Or say today's Tuesday. I'll see you Saturday.